Snow White. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, a beautiful princess was born. As the king and queen gazed at their baby daughter, the queen sighed with happiness and said, "Her skin is so fair, it is pure and white as the snow in winter. Then we will call her Snow White," said the king with a smile. But very soon after little Snow White was born, the queen died, and the king was left sad and alone. A few years went by and the king remarried. Although the new queen was very beautiful, she was wicked and cruel and oh so vain. In her room hung a magic mirror. No one was allowed to look into the mirror except the queen herself. Now the queen couldn't bear to think that anyone was lovelier than her, so every day she would stand in front of her mirror and ask, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And the mirror would always reply, "You, O queen, are the fairest of them all." Sometimes, when she was still small, Snow White would take a peep at her stepmother and she looked into her magic mirror. As time passed, Snow White grew more and more beautiful. Then one terrible day the queen stood in front of her magic mirror and demanded, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And the mirror replied, "Snow White is the fairest of them all." When the queen heard this, she was beside herself with jealousy and almost smashed the mirror. But then she thought of an evil plan and sent for one of her husband's huntsmen immediately. The queen would become the fairest of them all once again, and the mirror would never mention Snow White ever again. Right deep into the forest, the cruel queen commanded, "Take Snow White with you and do away with her. Return to me when the deed is done." The poor huntsman trembled with fear, but he dared not disobey the queen. So he lifted Snow White onto his horse and sped out of the palace gates. How he wished with all his heart that he had not been chosen for such a terrible task. When they reached the middle of the forest, the huntsman told Snow White what her wicked stepmother had commanded him to do. "Please spare my life," begged Snow White with tears in her eyes. She was very frightened and did not know what to do. "I could never do such a dreadful thing," Snow White said. The huntsman kindly, "Run deep into the forest as quickly as you can, and never ever return to the palace." Then, without looking back, the huntsman left Snow White behind and galloped away. At first, Snow White felt lost and alone as she wandered through the trees, but she wasn't without friends in the dark forest. For one by one, the creatures who lived there gathered round as if to make her feel at home. Then some of the birds began to twitter and flutter from tree to tree. "I do believe you want me to follow you," cried Snow White, and sure enough, the animal began to lead her down and a narrow path which opened into a clearing. Snow White gasped, for this, bathed in sunlight, was the quaintest cottage you can imagine. When Snow White pulled on the bell and nobody answered, she pushed open the door and stepped into the cottage. Round our table were seven small chairs, seven small bowls, seven small mugs, and seven shiny spoons were set out neatly, ready for the next meal. For this was the home of the seven dwarfs who worked hard all day long in mountain digging for gold. Snow White was so hungry. She helped herself to some bread and cheese and a small mug of milk. Then she climbed the stairs, and there in a row were seven little beds. I am so tired, yawned Snow White, rubbing her eyes. I am sure whoever live here won't mind if I rest for a while. So she pulled one of the blanket over herself and fell fast asleep. When the seven dwarfs returned home, they realized somebody had been in their cottage. They rushed upstairs to find Snow White sleeping. Let her rest, whispering the oldest dwarf, for no doubt tomorrow she will tell us why she has come to our cottage. Next morning, as soon as it was light, Snow White woke up. She tiptoed downstairs, and there waiting to greet her were the seven dwarfs. These little men looked so friendly and kind. Snow White was not in the least afraid as she told her story. When they heard about the wicked queen, the dwarfs begged her to stay as long as she wished. But before they set off for their work, they made Snow White promise never to open the door to any stranger, for they feared that the queen would find out where she was hiding. Snow White had never been so happy in her life. Living with the dwarfs in their quaint little cottage made her sing and dance with joy. She cooked and cleaned and mended their clothes, and still found plenty of time to play with the animals and birds of the forest. They watched over her all the all day long while the dwarfs were away, and very soon Snow White forgot all about her wicked stepmother. However, at the palace, the vain queen had not bothered to took a look into her magic mirror in a long time, for she thought her huntsman had done away with Snow White in the forest. But one day she decided to ask the mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And the magic mirror replied, "Snow White is the fairest of them all." Never before had the queen been so angry. "Where is she?" she screamed. And the magic mirror replied, "Beyond the mountains there's a forest glad. In the seven dwarfs' cottage lived the fairest maid." When she heard that, the wicked queen quickly disguised herself as an old woman. Then, with the help of her evil charm, she made a poisonous apple which was red on one side, green on the other. Red and green apple, shiny and bright. The red half means death to the fair Snow White. The green half is safe as safe can be, and that will be eaten up by me. And the queen cackled to herself as she made her way through, through the forest. Meanwhile, Snow White waved goodbye to the seven dwarfs as they went off to work in the gold mine. "Remember not to open the door to any strangers," they shouted as they marched off toward the mountains. So Snow White went inside, closed the door, and set about her chores. Then, to her surprise, she heard a voice calling through the open window. "Apple for sale, buy my apple," cried an old woman who was standing outside. Snow White had never seen such big juicy apples, and longed to taste once. However, she did not open the cottage door, but the wicked queen was crafty, and she cut the apple in half. "There's nothing to fear, my dear," she cackled as she bit into the green half. Then she handed the poisonous red half to Snow White, who took one tiny bite and fell lifeless to the floor. "Snow White is no more. I am still the fairest of them all," cried the wicked queen as she hurried back to the place. The moment the animals and birds heard this, they guessed what had happened and ran to warn the dwarfs. When the seven dwarfs returned to their cottage and found their beloved Snow White, no words can describe their sorrow. Believing her to be dead, the dwarfs made a glass casket and led her gently inside. Then they carried her to their favorite spot in the forest glade and watched over Snow White day and night. The dwarfs were unsure who had done this. The oldest dwarf, who was very wise, guessed that it was the work of wicked queen, and he tried his best to comfort the others. Remember, he said, there is no evil spell that cannot be broken. The other dwarf stopped crying and looked at Snow White hopefully. One day a handsome prince came riding through the forest. He rode on a beautiful white horse. When he reached the glade and saw Snow White lying in her glass casket, the prince got down from his horse and knelt down at her side. He fell in love with her at once, and when he saw the dwarf's unhappy faces, he begged them to tell him what had happened. Will you allow me to take Snow White so she can lie in the most beautiful room in my palace? The prince pleaded. The kind hearted dwarf knew the prince was in love with Snow White and she would always be safe in his care. So all seven of them agreed to let him take her. As the prince lifted up the glass casket, the tiny piece of poisonous apple fell from Snow White's lips. She opened her eyes and sat up. The prince leaned forward and gave her a kiss, and Snow White fell in love with him at that very moment. The wicked queen's evil spell was broken at last. The prince asked Snow White to marry him, and she said she loved too. And soon the wedding was arranged. The seven dwarfs never went back to dig for gold in the mountains. They were far too busy looking after the cottage and visiting Snow White and the prince in their palace. As for the wicked queen, when she looked again in her magic mirror and she saw the Snow White was more beautiful than before, she smashed the mirror into 1,000 pieces and vanished forever in a puff of black smoke.